What is happening, guys? It's your boy TC back with another video. So that was exactly what I expected from the team. The score, obviously, as you may all know, ended up being 5-1 to Arsenal against Bournemouth, and basically we just blew them out completely out of the water. Fantastic result. So it's safe to say that it's been a good week. Starting off with the Borisov result, played Southampton and we won, and now of course this result against Bournemouth. So of course we did know going into this game that Bournemouth had a few injury issues that they were personally dealing with. But doesn't matter, still the Premier League, you still need to field a team that will perform at the level that is expected within this particular league. But I wasn't expecting to obviously go ahead and actually score 5 goals. It seemed very easy at some points during the game, but of course I was genuinely expecting a win. So let's just talk about the starting 11. As expected, Bernd Lerner was in goal. Unai Emery reverted back to a back 5, if you want to call it that. The 3 central defenders were Monreal, Koscielny, as well as Sokratis, as expected in the match preview. The wing backs, again, as expected, Carl Jenkinson played his first Premier League game for Arsenal for over 3 years. So that was an absolutely fantastic. Over the years, I do believe now Carl Jenkinson is certainly turning into a fan favourite. He plays with a lot of passion, but we'll talk about him shortly. At the left wing back role was Kolasinac. He's a bit more suited to that particular role. In the middle of the park, we saw Guendouzi, as well as Torreira. Up top, it was Mesut Ozil making a return into the team, starting the game, as well as Mkhitaryan, who's currently in fine form. Up top, we saw Aubameyang playing as the lone striker. So as mentioned, we all know that the score was certainly 5-1, and we started off the same way we started off against Southampton. Very bright at the start of the first half. High intensity, really trying to get the ball of Bournemouth as quick as possible, rushing them to actually try and dispossess them as quick as possible. Of course, we scored our first goal within the 4th minute. It was a goal courtesy of Mesut Ozil. Fantastic to see him get on the score sheet. Great to see him back in the team. Of course, over the weeks or over the past few months, really, he's had a lot of stick from a lot of Arsenal fans, including myself. But it's always good to see your main talisman performing, getting in and amongst the goals as well. And Mesut Ozil got onto the score sheet. Fantastic finish as well. It was that typical Mesut Ozil finish where he sort of feints a little bit. The keeper thinks he will be hitting it low, but the ball ends up going over the keeper. The keeper did get a slight touch to it, but of course that didn't help. The ball ended up going into the back of the net, but fantastic finish from him. Got a second goal through Mkhitaryan. Mkhitaryan has had a couple of good games really recently, performing really well, bright, always wanting to be positive, giving goes, trying to get forward as quick as possible, but he ended up getting on the score sheet. Mesut Ozil wasn't selfish, squared the ball over to him, and he tucked it into the back of the net. Kind of similar to the goal that he scored over the weekend against Southampton, which was basically a simple tap in, but he found himself on the score sheet yet again. So that obviously makes it 2-2 for him in the league. Fantastic for him at the moment. He's in great form. The third goal came soon after the second half. It had just started. Rushed them again, really giving them no chance, to no breathing space whatsoever. And the goal was actually given to Koscielny. There was a few doubts really in terms of actually who scored the goal, but Koscielny ended up getting given the goal. Of course, the goal line technology came into play and the goal was confirmed to have been Koscielny's. So fantastic to see him back on the score sheet as well. And just to speak about Koscielny briefly, really, when he's playing, there's a sense of calm within the defence itself, and you can see that everyone around him sort of knows what they're doing. But of course, he ended up finding himself on the score sheet. Great performance from him and Sokratis yet again. Monreal, I do believe that he had a slightly under the radar performance, but didn't really need to shine. Of course, most of the action was taking place in Bournemouth's half. 4th goal came courtesy of Aubameyang, who looked slightly a little bit frustrated up until Mkhitaryan put him through, and he rushed onto the goal, and fantastic finish, went round the keeper and he tucked the ball into the back of the net. 5th goal came courtesy of the substitute, who was Lacazette, so he's got 14 goals in all competitions now. Fantastic free kick. Didn't really know that he had that in his locker, but he managed to lift the ball over the wall ball, even though the wall even jumped, but the ball still found itself in the back of the net. And again, on this occasion, the keeper got a slight touch, but it didn't really matter at that particular point. So fantastic result overall. Let's just talk about Guendouzi. So of course he was playing, and at the start, in the first half, really he was extremely confident. It seemed extremely confident really before he gave away the ball that led to that goal that Bournemouth scored. And at that particular point, I thought, was it a foul? Or is it just overconfidence within Guendouzi himself? But it didn't seem like a foul. I've watched it over and over again. It wasn't a foul. I do believe it was just slight overconfidence. It doesn't really matter on this occasion. He's still a young player, still learning, and he will certainly be able to iron out these mistakes within this game. Of course, it is down to the coach, Unai Emery, to work with him and his staff to iron out these kind of mistakes. And another person I'd like to speak about really will be Carl Jenkinson. So in my preview, if you watched the preview, I anticipated Carl Jenkinson to start this game, and that was the case, and it was a fantastic performance from him. In the first half, he absolutely had a blinder. He was playing with a lot of passion. You could see, being very careful. You could see each and every move that he was making was calculated. His crossing was a bit poor, but as mentioned earlier on in the video, he is slightly and slowly becoming a cult figure at the Arsenal. Of course, he's the only one remaining off that British core that was brought in years and years ago by Arsene Wenger, and he's becoming a bit useful for us on this occasion. So he does still have, I think, a couple of years or a year left on his contract. I'm not too sure how long he's got left on his contract. If we can put him to use, fantastic. If he can contribute, fantastic. So of course, great to see him have a little run out as well. First league appearance in a number of years, as mentioned earlier as well, but great result. At the time of recording this video, I'm not too aware of the other results really affecting us around us, but as far as I'm aware at the moment, Chelsea are winning 1-0 against Tottenham, so they will essentially still have that game in hand, but we will be 3 points ahead of them. So fingers crossed they will be able to lose that game in hand or draw, which will give us that slight little bit of breathing room. Next up is Tottenham, as we all know. I will be bringing you the preview as soon as possible, but as usual, please do let me know what you think in the comments below. If you're watching this video and you're not subscribed to the channel, please do make sure that you do hit that subscribe button. So once again, guys, it's your boy TC from I'm Gonna Talk TV, and I'm out.